Okay. So is it visible?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. So in the network level attacks, what we have learned yesterday, day before yesterday, in the last 3 days were like DOS, DDoS, MITM, IP spoofing, uh, scanning, network scanning, port scanning, packet sniffing, DNS attacks, IP spoofing, poisoning, and botnet attacks. So I hope now you got the knowledge base of what is network level attacks and what are the different types of network level attacks. Any queries, any doubts, Jacob Justice, or any new concept that you have related to network level attacks?
No, no questions for now.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Mm, no questions either.
Yeah, thank you, Justice. So yeah, going forward, you'll get new concepts, new things. So uh today let's start with the host level attacks. So if we talk about the host level attacks, it is completely focused on the hosts that we operate on a daily basis, the systems that we use, the laptops that we use. So here the target is host and not the network. Later, the host can be utilized or used for performing the network level attacks. Okay, like for example, uh, let's consider we three of us, okay, and we are working for a single firm, right? So if any of our host or if any of our, what I can say, the account has got compromised. So let's consider the account of mine has got compromised or the host has got compromised. So what will happen? They will use my host to communicate with your host and then to spread the malware, to spread whatever the attack that they are trying to perform. So any network level attack can begin with host level attacks, or any host level of attack can begin with network level attacks. Means we can say we can relate them with each other, but we cannot say like the host level and network level attacks both are same. They are different, right? Because the targets are different. So let's talk about few of the host level attacks, which are like of prime category. Means these are the, if we group any attacks into a specific type, then it gets bifurcated into following types of attack. So it's like the group of different level of attacks. So malware infections. So if we categorize malware infections, there will be number of malware infections, but we have grouped them in order to have a single terminology, so we'll not forget that is malware infections. Then password attacks, privilege escalation, packet sniffing, remote code execution, exploitation of software vulnerabilities, and fileless attacks. All means we call it as, and buffer overflow attack. Okay, so let's talk about malware infections. Okay, so Jacob and Justice, I think when we started our sessions, when we were talking about the SOC management and we were talking about the what are the different roles and the responsibilities that the team members of the SOC team has, and what does the malware analyst do. So there we discussed a few ideas about malware infections or what is malware. Okay, so can anyone tell me about anything about malware? Like as per your perspective, what is malware? What it does? why it is harmful and why it is called as malware. So any idea? Just still check
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Um malware is, will I call it a software?
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Um is a software that an attack that is used to is a malicious software which
okay.
is used to um, um, steal informations and get unauthorized access and um, seize informations.
Yeah. Okay, great, great. Thank you, Jacob. Anything from you, Justice, related to malware? Just explore. Because if you explore your knowledge base, if you explore your perspective, automatically it will help you to learn something better. Anything from you, Justice, from malware? Like, what's your assumption or what's your perspective towards it, Justice? If you're talking, then you're on mute. Okay, so no problem. Let's move forward with this. So malware is like it's one of the biggest threat we can say for the security of your computer or any smartphone or any tablet or any digital device that you're using at your end. Okay, so it's like as Chekhov also mentioned that it is something unwanted software, okay, which gets secretly installed onto your system. It's not, it doesn't get installed that we all are aware of it and we are installing it and all, etc., right? It gets secretly and, and get installed onto your system in a hidden manner, okay? And once the malware gets installed on your device, then the criminals or the third party can use it for something odd purpose, like getting the sensitive information or getting like, or it will pop up the unwanted ads on your system, or yeah, it makes your device vulnerable to other vulnerabilities they are there in the market. So that is something which malware exactly does on your host. So how you will determine that your system is infected with the malware, or like I presume that malware is running onto my system. So what are the indications that you think malware will have on the system? Chekhov, Chekhov, Justice, you can share your insights. Like if you share 2 points, I will surely share 10 points with you. It's like 2 plus 10, it will be 12 for us. So what are the
Okay.
indications you think? Let's consider your system, Jacob. And if malware has got installed on your system, so what will happen on your system? What are the indications based on which you can say that this, yeah, malware, I think the malware is there on my system? How you will identify?
An indication. Um, an indication is if I'm seeing you know how things pop, you know.
Okay,
I mean, I have antivirus is gonna tell me, or I can things are gonna be popping up like um I mean, basically, if a malware attacks a system, I don't think, depending on the type of malware, that
Okay.
the system user will be like, accept um, I'm like monitoring like the logs in my system.
Yeah.
And basically, if not, I don't think, or if I have
Okay.
like antivirus that could
Okay.
create the alert.
Okay. 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 Check out. So, you the insights that you shared, so it is something of expert level, we can say, Jacob. Since we are now learning in this course, and we are uh, getting a technical perspective of the malware. But let's talk about the common layman, okay, who is not technically aware of what is malware, and so how he or she will determine that the malware has impacted my system. So let's talk about the common layman first, because if we are tech savvy, if we are more technologically aware, then we'd not allow the malware to get installed onto our system, because we know from where it can come, right? From any websites that you're visiting, or from any of the unwanted zip files that you're downloading from, uh, what I can say, not legit sources. Legit sources means if anyone has sent you an email and has attached a zip file in that. So irrespective of irrespective from where it is coming, what it is intended for, we, if we are not thinking about that and we are just downloading that and installing whatever the file that is getting extracted, so it will cause uh, the malware to enter into our system, right? So this is like a completely technical perspective of it, but the common layman will not be able to understand this because they are not technically aware of this, right? Like the kids, the grandparents, or the people who are not into this domain of cybersecurity will not easily understand. So the common indications are like suddenly your system will get slow down, or get crashed, or displays something uh, illicit, or like repeated error messages will pop up onto your system. Then your system will not be able to get shut down easily, not be able to restart easily. And if you find any of the file and you think that this is something unwanted, and if you try to remove it, it will not even get removed easily. Okay. Then the pop-ups start appearing, then ads, which is inappropriate ads, are coming up. Then if you're visiting anywhere, like for example, I'm visiting any website, let's consider, okay, I'm just trying to visit what I should, it's just visit any of the website. Let's consider Amazon Prime. If I'm visiting this website, what will happen? It will it will give me a pop-ups in between, right? It will not give me like, what I can say, the legit page or something like that, right? It gives me the pops up, anything gets pops up in between, and it is like something unwanted, which we don't want, or which we are not aware of, right? So let's example, consider the example that I'm interested in all the English uh, web series which are hosted on Amazon Prime. So what we can do next? So what will happen? Suddenly the pop-up come in between, okay, and I'm not sure like why it is coming at all. So these are like the indications, we can say, of malware infection, and it will also sometimes change your search engine. Like let's consider, I'm clicking plus over here, and it has given me a portal where the search engine is Google, right? So what will happen? Your search engine will get changed. It will show as Opera mini browser or any other browser to which we are not aware of. Okay, means you're you're still using the Firefox as a browser, but the portal will get replaced. Means new portal will come up and it is something out of the box. So these are like small indications which common layman can understand and can figure out, yeah, like something odd is uh, happening. Sometimes if it is of extreme level, then the emails also will get sent which you have never written. Like for example, your account has got compromised and by using any of the malware which got installed onto your system. So whenever you try to open the Outlook, it uses your Outlook to send the emails automatically. So this is also a very bad indication of malware. Okay, so you understood, Jacob, like as per common layman's perspective, how we can identify that malware is present onto my system. You understood it, Jacob?
Yes,
Anything
yes.
that you can add, any unusual behavior that you have observed with your colleagues, within your team, or in your premises, that this was something new thing that I observed when the malware was installed onto my friend's system or any of your siblings, anywhere. So we get different indications, but we as a common layman should be able to understand that this is like the prime indications that malware is there onto my PC. So yeah. So from where does the malware comes? Okay, how it gets onto your device. So what, like, let's talk about 4 or 5 sources. So what do you think, Jacob, would be the first from where the malware uh, lets into our PC first? Like what is first in the list? What do you think that this is the most common uh, what you can say source of malware? From here most of the malware are installed or gets installed or get downloaded.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's just said downloaded,
Yeah.
Um, malware, malware like phishing email and like some
Okay.
web page.
Okay.
Yes, phishing email and that is the most common. Those two.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So yeah, as you told, as you shared one of the example. So like what, so malware is intended to get onto user system in a manner that user will not be aware of, right? So that is the first methodology that most of the hackers do. So like for example, any new movies is there in the market or any new app is there in the market and it is like trending for all of us. Let's consider it is trending. Okay, let's consider uh, that any of the web series is trending in the market. Okay, so anyone is sharing with you that this is something that I'm going to share with you free of cost. Okay, if anyone is going to share me anything and that also free of cost, so don't you think that you will get attracted towards that?
Yes.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Let's consider any web series. Can you share me the web series that you like, Jacob, so that I will get to know that what you exactly interested in, like what kind of web series you see at your end. Any from your end, Jacob.
You say when you mean web series, you mean
Okay.
like what I understand is
Hmm.
um like most times, back in Nigeria and Africa, a lot of
Okay.
people look to like free version of a lot of stuff, right?
Okay.
Maybe to um free free version, unpaid version, download for free, something like that. So I believe most of those probably files, right?
Yeah.
Which, yeah, yes, has malware in them. So which
Yes. Yes.
people getting it free and also getting the malware.
Yes. 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 It's like a strategy of hackers or the plan made by the hackers that in this manner we can easily install the malware onto any system. Let's consider any web series that we both are interested in. Okay. And we all are in a group chat, or we have a WhatsApp group, or we are uh, we are sharing any of our contents on a common group we have on Teams or any other apps that we are using. Okay, so what will happen if I find anything interesting? I will share that in the group. That yeah, on this link you can go and you can get the free versions or free downloads for this web series, and you can download all the sessions. Okay, all the episodes. So you will automatically get attracted towards that, and you will go and you will just visit and click the link which has been provided. What will happen along with the files? It will also download the extra files along with the files which is for the episode. It will also download the extra files, to which we can call it as DLL files or any of the other extensions. Okay, so once it gets installed, it will also perform the other functions at your system. Let's consider how we'll just help you in that. Like, let's consider any example for that is this one. Okay, and text just help you to understand like what exactly happens whenever you. So let's consider this AliExpress. Okay, let's consider this as one of the link. Just shorten it. Okay, 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 okay. Just explain you in the form of diagrams, we will never forget, like because the visual perspective of any idea, it like makes a difference. So yeah. Okay, okay, so like this is like a simple diagram which will help you to understand like what can happen. So let's consider this is the link that I have shared with you, Jacob and Justice. So I shared like this is the link where you can go and visit and get the free downloads or free episodes of this particular web series, or in the sessions in which you are interested in. Okay, so you'll go, you will visit the portal, and you will download any of the zip file. Let's consider. Okay, so this this box, you can consider it as SharePoint. Okay, SharePoint or any pre-shared folders that are there in the market. I hope you are aware of there are many shared folders which people use for sharing their content. You're aware of that, Jacob Justice? Like SharePoint is something legit of Microsoft, but there are various cloud providers which are hold, privately held, and they share different contents onto their portal. Like you just need to sign up and you can use their free uh, storage that they provide to us, like up to 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 5 GB. So there you can like easily upload the web episodes or episode which are less than 5 GB or 4 GB. You're aware of that, of Justice, right?
Yes.
Yeah, free cloud sources, we can say free clouds. What will happen? Let's consider this big box as the free cloud. So this URL is redirect you to this uh, free cloud where they have posted the files which you think that this is something related to the episode. So what they will do, they will not allow you to play this web episode online unless and until you download it. You will not be able to uh, get an access of it. So the first duty of yours is to download it. Since we are not attracted towards the web series and it is free of cost and it is displaying the names and few of the thumbnails related to that website web series, what you will do, you just click on that and you will just download, right? So let's consider this is like something legit file. Okay, this is related to the episode. This is MP4 file or MKV file, which is a video file where the web series is provided and you will play it to just see the web series that you're interested in. But at the other end, it will also uh, download the PUPs, which we call it as potentially unwanted program, DLLs, or beacons, or anything odd onto your system. Okay, so you are not aware of that, right, Jacob? Please.
Yeah, I know it
Yeah.
downloads, you get more than what
Yeah.
they give you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes. So what they will do this, since you will be watching the web series with your own interest, but at the back end, this this both the auth files they will perform their own functions, which is like harmful for us. This is like a common behavior or a common methodology which most of the hackers use to enter into your system. Okay, so it's like downloading the content which is available on any of the file sharing websites or any free cloud, we call it as. And once you download that content, so along with the content, they provide us the gifts. It's something reward that we get in free, which harms our PC. Okay, so then the other method is by sending the phishing emails with zip files. Then we also have few of the websites which are blacklisted. So like for example, let's consider this website and it's blacklisted. Okay, so if you visit on this website and if you click anywhere, automatically the file gets downloaded onto your system. So we call it as fake websites or blacklisted websites. So for the malware, we learned about three common methods. First is the file sharing website. Second is phishing emails. And the third is the website which is blacklisted and which is hosting such kind of files over there. Okay, so you understood the concept of malware, right, Jacob?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about few of the common malwares. Uh, I will just help you understand what are the common types of malware. I just use my notepad. Yeah, I'll just write it down like few of the common malwares. Okay, like adware is there. Then we have fileless.
Right.
Okay,
Ransomware, right?
yeah. So these are all like the types of malware attacks. Okay, then virus comes under the malware, then worms are there, then trojans there, then bots are there, and we have like ransomware as the first and the prime most. Okay, and we have spyware. Okay, so these are like common types of malware which are there in the market. I'll just paste it in the chat box so you'll not forget, or you can come back to this chat and you can go through it anytime. Ransomware. Okay, as you can see, the adware is intended for the unofficial or odd ads. Fileless malware is something which is not easily determined, but it is present on your system. Virus is virus. Virus is like it gets laterally spread from one system to other system, or it gets duplicated. The difference between virus and worms is virus gets duplicated while worms get spread from one system to other system. So their movement, the method that they move is different. Virus duplicate and gets shifted from one system to other system by using the network, while worm, it spreads from one system to other system by a movement, not by the duplication. While Trojan is, you can compare the zip file with the Trojans, okay, because it is something gets presented as a gift, but if you open the gift, then something odd will be there in that. Okay, bots is nothing but like a chat bot, you can say. If anything bot is installed onto your system, what will happen? It will automatically communicate with the external network, of which you will not be aware of. So that is bots, we can say. Ransomware is like the terminology or the type of malware for which nobody can, or I can say, nobody can escape. If any of the system is hit by ransomware, then they get completely scared of it and they'll think like what we should do to come out of this ransomware heat and all, because in ransomware attack it will not give you an opportunity to understand like what has happened, because like for example, if my this entire system get encrypted, so what you think I will do, Jacob? Can we perform any operations on our system, Jacob?
Um,
Yeah, because whole system will get like wrapped and packed, so you cannot go and analyze what has happened. So then we need to go to our SIM tool which is installed on other system to understand the logs of my system, to understand what have I have downloaded, where I have visited, etc., etc., or else to create the image of my PC by attaching any of the tools or softwares externally and then extracting what is present on my PC. So that is another method for determining what has happened. So this is something very ransomware, very harmful. And the last is spyware. Spy is nothing for spying activity. It is intended for monitoring whatever we are doing on your PC. So that comes under spyware. So these are like the primary types of malware which are common and which we should be aware of. So I hope you understood, Jacob, now. So these are like the primary. If we go more deep dive into this, you'll get different types of it again. So, yeah. So we had a much discussion on malware. So what our duty will be to detect this malware, right? So how you will detect this malware proactively, Jacob? You're an associate analyst of level 3, and you are much more familiar with this. So how you will detect the malware in your environment, or in your host to which you are associated with? How you will detect that, Jacob?
At the logs, I will
Okay,
check.
great,
I'll
great.
check the
Yeah,
logs, the system
yeah,
logs.
yeah,
Although,
yes,
although some malware are configured in a way in which they also automatically delete the logs so that you don't keep track of them. So,
yes, 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 yes. So yeah, the logs is the first and the prime most method by which you can find, like, I have received something unusual activity or unusual logs on this system. I need to work on this to find like what's exactly going on to the system, right? Understanding the logs by using the SIM tool. Then the another method that we have is EDR tool. And let's talk about the EDR tool. Okay, so SIM tools, I'll just help you in that to understand the knowledge purpose. Okay, let's consider any image. Okay, so here in the image itself, you can understand uh, that it's streamlining the number of hosts and number of activities, and it is providing you all of those activities on a single port. So we call it as the SIM tool. Okay, but what about this bugs or this unwanted malwares which has got installed and which is performing the unusual functions, but you're interested in understanding like on which folder or in which section it is exactly present. So how you will deep dive into this, Jacob? Is it possible by using the SIM tool, or do we need to use any other type of tool for this?
the tool to figure out where the where the malware is affected. Is that the
Yeah,
question?
yeah, like you are interested in, you got to know that malware is present on this system, okay,
Yes.
by understanding the logs of SIM tool. Okay, now you're interested in what is the name of that malware, what, where it is present,
Oh,
where,
the malware
yeah,
analysis.
yeah. So how you will do that?
Use this, what's it called?
Okay,
Um
okay. So what we'll do over here is we'll use the EDR tool.
okay, idiot too.
EDR. EDR is nothing but the endpoint detection and response tool. So what are the common SIM tools that I shared with you, Jacob and Justice? The names?
Is it right now or before?
Yeah, before.
Um we have for monitoring, we
Splunk.
have Splunk. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
Splunk.
Splunk,
We
Curadar,
have,
ArcSight. So these are the SIM tools, right?
yes.
And the EDR tools are Carbon Black, then CrowdStrike Falcon, then McAfee EDR, Qualys EDR. So these are the EDR tools. Okay. So they individually work on the host where the cloud agent is installed onto your system. Okay. And it monitors the activities at ground level. So in the EDR tool, what will happen? Then in the form of diagram in the EDR tool, what will happen? So let's consider this as my, this is the this is EDR, and for SIM I'll just consider this, not for, okay. Okay. So this is EDR and this is SIM. So in SIM, what will happen? You will get the logs. Okay. And let's consider what is just give me a minute. Yeah, yes, let's explain this. Okay, this is for EDR. Let's consider, and for SIM, for the SIM, let's consider this one. Let's explain you that how it works. Okay, so it's like just sharing with you the concept behind EDR and SIM. So in SIM, what will happen? You will get the logs of it, right? Means you understood what exactly the logs means. You'll get the logs like in the form of lane. You will get, right? Means 1, 2, 3. That I'm trying to figure out, like this one. It's not transparent. So yeah, no problem. What I'll do, I'll just remove those. Okay, so let's consider, Jacob. These are the logs, right? 1, 2, 3. These are the logs in serially. You will get over here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the screen. Okay, and then you can click on any of the logs, and then you can study it, right? I'll just help you to understand that by any of the images that are there. SIM logs. Yes. Okay. So you can just note down this, like how the logs look like. They look in this manner, right? These are the system logs, you can say, not the SIM logs. But let's consider these are the SIM logs. Okay, so serially you will get the information, and you will have the different columns where you just need to click and get the details of it, right? So this is the story for SIM. While for the EDR, what happens is they will give you a flowchart in a manner that this file got downloaded, and then it performed this operation, then it moved to this folder, and then it got exploited. So in EDR, it gives you the tree diagram of activity, which is not in SIM tool. So this is like the major difference between SIM and EDR tool. Both are important. SIM is important at base level. EDR is important at advanced level. So EDR will also help you to isolate that system. That in the tree diagram, if you observe that this is something odd, now I will just isolate this system. So based on a single click, you can isolate the system and keep that system away from your network. So you understood now the entire concept of malware, like what it is, from where it comes, how you will identify, what are the different types of malware, and how you will detect it. So this was all about the malware, Jacob. I hope it is helpful for you to explore further in your free time.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next, that is password attacks. Now, what are the password attacks? Password attack is mostly been used on the host system accounts or any of the portals that you are using. Okay, so how you will perform the password attack? You cannot, uh, like for example, let's consider any portal. Okay, let's consider Netflix only. Okay, and here I want to sign in. So will it be possible for you, Jacob, to every time just go and manually enter it and then sign it? It's like something human efforts, right?
Yes.
Am I right, Jacob? So even though you have 10 passwords, 10 credentials, but every time you need to go and then type it manually, just like something very, very uh, hard work, we can say. But if you want to automate all these things, automation of entering the passwords, automation of everything. So what you will do, Jacob?
You because most a lot of times when you
Yeah,
want to log in at that first
yeah,
time, it's gonna ask
yeah,
you if save password or don't
yeah,
save. Never save, right?
yeah,
So so are you asking what the attacker can do? So now if all the passwords are being saved in the system directory,
yeah,
so when attacker has access to that, the attacker
yeah.
can get all the
Yes,
possible
yes, yes, yes,
username
yes, yes,
and
yes.
then
Like, yeah, yeah, that's true. Like, for example, daily you're entering the Netflix, your Gmail account, or any other accounts that you have, and to avoid the manual work or manual entering of passwords, what you have did, you have saved it, okay, on your browser. Like for example, let's consider the Firefox browser. Okay, so we have different plugins available in the market for the browser. So if you found any of the interesting plugin, so what you will do, you will just add that plugin on your browser. Okay, and irrespective of that, what that plugin can do is that plugin can use the privileges that you have offered to that plugin. Means every whenever we add any plugin to our browser, they have their own terms and conditions, right? In the terms and conditions, it is mentioned that we can uh, look at your history, we can look at the saved passwords. So what we do, we just accept the terms and conditions and we add that plugin. But what that plugin can do is it can pull out of all your passwords directory and can send it to their party or their owner, uh, who is the owner of that plugin. So this is something that odd can happen. This is like a password attack, we can say. Also, the other mean is by sending the phishing emails, developing the spoofed portal. Like what I will do, I will develop a spoofed portal for this Netflix. I will just change few of the spellings and I will create a portal like Netflix. So you will think that this is Netflix and you will enter your credentials, but it will go to the third party who can use it later. Okay, so this is something about gathering the information, gathering the passwords, gathering the credentials, we can call it as. But while on the other end, how you can use it, whatever, like for example, you have gathered credentials and now you want to use it. So you will use it by the brute force
yeah, the brute
the
force.
yeah, yeah.
The brute
So that is a brute force attack is the common method to use the password and to reduce your human efforts, because every time you cannot go and type whatever the passwords that you have with you, and every time you cannot, like, it is like a time consuming task for us, right? So the brute force attack can help you to reduce your efforts. Also we have like dictionary attack. Okay, so brute force is like something, let's consider these are all the passwords. Okay, okay, and I'll just write it as database, and I'll just write down a script over here like something like that. Okay, so let's consider this is a dictionary attack. So in dictionary attack, it will utilize the passwords that you have in your list. Okay, so it is something running the script and getting this password initiated and typed on the portal and performing the attack. And once the password is successful, you will automatically get logged in. Okay, so this is related to dictionary attack. What is the difference between dictionary and brute force attack, Jacob? Any
Yes. So
speaking?
the
What is
difference
it? Uh,
between brute force is most times performed manually, right? And it is performed when the major difference is for the brute force is when an attacker has maybe a list of username and password, right? And but in the um, dictionary happens when the attacker does not have the password or does
no, no,
not have.
actually, no, actually, in dictionary, the attacker has the password with them. As discussed here, like uh, dictionary means they have the dictionary with them, means they have the credentials with them, right? And they will just integrate that dictionary with any of the script that they have, and they will use all those dictionary passwords for the attack. Okay, means you were right with the methodology, but like, yeah, it's obviously that sometimes we get confused with the names that whether we should call it as dictionary or brute force. So the concept that you explained is absolutely right, but it is for the dictionary attack where we have all the passwords and we are using it by running any script. But in brute force is it automatically generates the password. Means for the brute force, the attacker doesn't have any knowledge base of your credentials. They just have few knowledge base, like it's 8-digit password, and in which three are numbers and remaining are like alphabets. So they will have their brute force tool in which they will add this configuration that the password should contain four numbers and this many alphabets, and the tool will automatically generate those kind of passwords. Thousands of passwords they will generate. Means you understood this concept, Jacob?
Yes, I now understand.
Yeah, so brute force is something automation. Okay, and dictionary is something, the stored database that you have and you're using that for something unintended purpose. Okay, so today we'll conclude with this password attacks. So I hope you understood password
Yeah.
attacks, how we gather the passwords, how we use that passwords by different kind of attack, that is brute force, dictionary, and also like for gathering the passwords we can also use the keyloggers, which we talked about uh, in our previous sessions, like just installing the keyloggers on any of the system host, and they will gather whatever you're typing. So that is also a method of gathering the sensitive information or whatever you're typing. So we are clear about malware, we're clear about the password attacks. Now tomorrow we'll discuss about privilege escalation, packet sniffing. So we'll discuss about that by tomorrow. So have a good rest of your next day and take care, and good night, Jacob. Good night, Justice. And
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Good night.
I appreciate. Thank you.
Hey, Hachima.
Hi, Ashwell. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Good.
Okay. Just 1 second. Check. Mean the time, just start your Splunk environment. Okay, Splunk server.
Okay.
Makes sense.